one of my focuses, one might say obsessions, this year, this is spring of 2011, has been amphibians like usual, but this year I've been really watching the eggs. I've been watching the amphibians mate, I've been watching the amphibians lay the eggs, and now I'm watching the eggs to just go through their stages of development. And so these right here are toad eggs. The American toad, Bufo americanus. Actually, you can see some of them, like right there. Oh, there's a tadpole getting out. So they're, after only a week of them being there, some of the tiny little black tadpoles, look at them. Well, picking them up certainly annoys them. So right now, the tadpoles are just starting to escape a few of them. And then later on, they'll become American toads, and come back on land. And I just, anybody who's been following my Facebook, and you're welcome to friend me on Facebook, 7Song, spelled out SEVENSONG. You'll notice that this year, again, spring of 2011, I've been having lots of what I've been calling soft-core herp porn. And herp stands for herpetology, which is the study of reptiles and amphibians. And this is my soft-core herp porn, which is watching animals and reptiles, which are a kind of animal, do their thing in nature. And it's just lovely. It's just, I don't know. There's so much, I'm talking about first aid and about treating people all the time. And for me, it's essential to sometimes just take my mind off of that. And for me, watching nature is incredibly helpful to just let go of all the considerations and all the complexity that happens in human interaction and just watch toads and tadpoles and salamanders and mammals. Another plant that we've been putting in the soil, putting in the ground here and transplanting that's doing okay actually is Calamus. And it's this plant right over here. John can sweep his camera. You can see some here and over there. They look like a grass, or they look like the iris. You can see all around the outside there is irises around this pond. But this is Calamus, which I do use in first aid. Calamus, I would say, is one of the more grounding plants. When people just, when they get really upset or they just lose their place or if they're just flighty, sometimes Calamus, this is Acorus Calamus, sometimes Calamus just helps center people. Very simple, I don't know its mechanisms of action, but a lot of people really like it. And so in far as constitutional types, the Vata types, the more flighty types of folks that are very spontaneous and can be very spacey, sometimes Calamus can be really helpful. How I try to determine this, by the way, is with my students. The students who, when they're listening, do more drawing than they do note-taking, and the drawing is a really centering part of them helping stay awake in class and a part of it, often a Vata type, and sometimes we use Calamus. It's the rhizome, the underground part, as a tincture. So over here, we have look at that. We have a dead newt. Huh, we don't have to film that. But I never see newts here.
Oh, wow, look at that.
I'm just pointing out to John, this is not probably the nicest thing to see, but this is a dead newt. But actually, it's dried out, which is weird. You can see the spots on its belly. But I don't know, I hardly ever see newts in this pond. The reason because there's fish in this pond. And the fish eat the newt or the salamander or the amphibians' eggs when they're young. So it's interesting to see. Over here, by the way, are eggs that I'm not sure. I think they're wood frog eggs. But right over here is another kind of egg. And there's they're just starting to escape. It's exciting to watch. By the way, all this green here, these are irises, which do have a medicinal use, but that'll be another time. And then beyond the frog eggs, I think that's what they are the toad eggs, again, the American toad. And it's easy to see toad eggs because of the only egg that comes out in come out in like linear lines. And so you have this like string of gel with the eggs spaced in between them. Different than over here with its frogs, which is kind of a clump. with lots of eggs next to each other, if in fact those are frog eggs.
Thing is, 7Song is you need to have an English accent if you're going to do nature shows. The New York accent just doesn't do it.
So John is recommending to me that I but I'm terrible at accents.
Kidding.
I know you're kidding, but it's true that I am terrible at accents. I don't know why. I hear them, but I'm not even